All right, let's see. Let's see how this works. Oh, plugging in. Dr. Pepper. Let's get this out of the way. I get some. Hello, folks. All right, doing a little bit of experimentation here. Hopefully, the stream is coming in nice. I got a different setup here. So, what I need to do is, because I don't have access to the comments, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. Be a little bit of a feedback here. See, well, that way I can still read the comments and talk with you folks. Hello, Bob Dylan. Good Lord, before dark, the figures is fine. hello. I like that. Ken Carpenter, hello. I don't think I can add the comments onto the screen, so this is different. Is this coming in nice and clear? If you can help me, hello, Maz. This is I'm experimenting with an audio setup here. I'm experimenting with a different camera setup. Hopefully this is coming in good. So, Danoby, hello, Maz. How can I? Sorry. The camera is going to be a little bit low, but see, I can look in and you can see my face, but it's not so much about my face. It's about the unboxing to EXO-6. Hello, everybody. Hello, H Green. I'm going to try to get this set up here. Looks great. All right. It should be coming in 1080, 1080p. All right. Nice. I know you're not going to be able to see my face unless I creep down. But again, this is just different. I wanted to experiment with this setup. Unboxing, live stream midday. And we're going to be taking a look at this. EXO-6 Captain Janeway. So before I get into this unboxing, a little bit of a backstory. Most of you who follow me on this channel know that I'm a big Star Trek fan, majority of Voyager and Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. When this company started making these figures, it was a huge breath of fresh air to get a company that has been devoted to making, high quality 1/6 scale figures like this. She looks smooth. What's up, everybody? Reading the comments here. Picture looks great. The only thing is I can't see the hover DeLorean. I'm reading the comments. I'm away from my setup here, so I'm kind of a remote live stream here. And hopefully, if I was going to do an unboxing on Captain Janeway here, I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt in stunning 1080p. I've had this figure probably for about a month now, and I've been busy with the holidays and kids, Christmas work, and all that stuff. But it's not to say that I haven't had the opportunity to unbox Janeway here. My situation is a little bit very different because I've had anxiety about opening up this particular one because they've had the company EXO-6 has had they've had some winners. They had a winner with Data here. Love this guy. I thought they came out of the park with this. Extremely stunning. I thought they did a great job on that. Not to mention they gave you an extra head sculpt, and then they came out with Picard. Beautiful. Look at that. Hopefully the camera zooms in on that. Just beautiful what they did with Picard. But when it got to Janeway and looking at the prototype photos, I was a little bit skeptical because I don't think this looks like Janeway. I really do not. Picard is photobombing. CT603. I'm reading the 6 Alpha. Be sure to scan the QR code in the box to take you to my instructions. Very nice. 6 Alpha. Yeah. Fortunately, I can't put the comments on the screen because I'm away from my desktop. So I've had this probably for about a month, and this figure has created such an anxiety because I worship Star Trek Voyager. I saw Star Trek Voyager on its original broadcast run back in the 90s, a long, very long time ago, where I was working the late shift at work, and I would have to pre-record the episodes on VHS. So I was very devoted to this show. This show is very special to me. So I guess where the anxiety is stemming from is that I don't want to be disappointed, and I feel that when I unbox this figure, I'm going to be disappointed. Data's beauty. I got the AFX tricorder. Reading some of the comments here. We need a Leonard figure so Janeway can talk to him. Leonardo. No, that's right. A Leonardo da Vinci figure. Yes. Yeah. When Janeway needed inspiration, she would run off to the holodeck. So I still support. Even though I was very skeptical about the look and the prototype on this particular Janeway figure, I still wanted to support the company because I think they have the potential to make great and wonderful things. Even though I'm very skeptical about this particular Janeway, because I don't think she looks like Kate Mulgrew, to the point that a week after I got Janeway, I got the notification from EXO-6 that my holodeck doctor was going to ship. I was so, what's the word? I was so disheartened because of the anxiety with this particular figure. I'm like, I don't think she's going to look like Janeway, and it's really going to annoy the hell out of me. That I completely forgot to pay my invoice to EXO-6 for the doctor, which that's another whole story in itself. If you're wondering, spoiler alert, I don't think the doctor looks like Robert Picardo. I don't. I really don't. But I still bought it because not every company, even Hot Toys, they don't have a winner out of the gate all the time. So I figured, okay, cool. Maybe they dropped the ball on Janeway. And hear me out. I haven't even seen any reviews. I haven't even unboxed her yet. She's still sealed in the box, and that's how my mind works. I run these holodeck simulations in my head, and I'm like, God, I think I'm going to be disappointed, but I don't want 1/6 scale Star Trek to die. Let's see here. She's got a look, but it's a little bit off from photograph. Professor from Sliders. Yes, I saw Sliders, which aired around the same time that Star Trek Voyager was on. Some people say this looks like a female version of Jay Leno. Oh, you're killing me, Negan X Army. Queen of Arachnid for a variant. I would buy that. I'd buy that for $1. I would love to have a Janeway as a Queen of Arachnid for a variant. Kathryn was a great captain, deserving. I'm holding my breath. She looks smooth. I don't think Janeway has started shipping from Sideshow yet or Big Bad Toy Store. I know one person that can confirm that. 6 Scale Mafia, right? If you're still on this stream, 6 Scale Mafia, can you confirm? I don't think Janeway has started shipping from Sideshow. I got this one directly from EXO-6. So don't forget Captain Proton. That's right. It's gonna be good. All right, so let's go. That's my rant so far, and I really should get this open. I know it doesn't make sense for me to have. I mean, I opened other figures a lot earlier, and I just maybe it was the excitement. It's like I just don't. Well, not too bad. So far, so good, right? About the reflection. Your fastest delivery will be directly from EXO. Cannot confirm she has not. Yeah, I don't think she's. I don't think Janeway has shipped from Sideshow yet. Because I have a buddy who pre-ordered Janeway on Sideshow, and he hasn't mentioned it yet. Oh boy, Janeway, what you got here? All right, so far so good. The accessories are always going to be a win. If there's one thing that EXO-6 tends to do very well is the accessories. And oh, look at that Voyager pad. Oh, that is nice. Let me see if I can hold this up to the camera. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. Yeah, that's does the camera zoom? Oh, it does. It actually does focus. That's what I was hoping for. There you go. Little pad there. That is cool. Yeah, I like the pad. Looks great so far. It does. I'm trying to be optimistic. I don't like being disappointed. Starfleet issue phaser rifle. Look at that bad boy there. Focus on that. Oh, that is cool. Look at that. That's beautiful. Voyager did always have the best in phaser rifles there. Look at that. You can see like I don't know if the camera can, little gold tip on there. That is neat. All right, so far, okay. But I don't worry. I mean, I don't worry when it comes to accessories with EXO-6. They do a phenomenal job. In fact, the magnetic tricorder accessory that they pioneered over, or the gentleman over at QMX, the whole, I love this design here, the tricorder, kind of pointing it at the sun, and it's magnetic so that it flips on. See, that's cool. So, and type 2 phaser, beautiful little phaser there. Let the camera focus on that. The EXO-6 Picard is superior to the QMX figure, and then some. Tooth and Kathryn, don't forget there's a Elcar's card somewhere in that box. Yes, yes. What a surprise! I didn't even know. Did you guys know that? I did. I don't know where 6 Scale Mafia mentioned it on a stream or something, but I ended up going back to the boxes for Picard and Data, and I didn't know that these little the Elcars. I don't know if I'm doing that right, but yeah. Did you know that? Little graphic cards on here. In fact, if you use a light board, here, see here. Look at this. Stuff for personnel. Look at this little light board here. Check this out. Hopefully the camera can point in on this without. Look at that. Isn't that neat? So when you buy your Picard and your Data, and you have these little graphic interface, the Elcars, and if you have a backlit screen, you can actually see. Hopefully that's coming in nice. You can see that. Yeah. So that's neat. But yeah, I do have that, so that is nice. I do like that. Let's turn this off so it doesn't go over. All right, Janeway. All right, the moment of triumph here. Stick Scotch tape. Stick and peel off the lamination. Had someone get it autographed and didn't realize it was protected from. Oh, geez, is there more? So we're still not. Oh no! Look at that. He's right. Look at that. There is a protective laminate. This is crazy. Oh, this I did not. The secrets just keep coming. Look at that. So, look at that. Oh my God, it gets prettier. Look at that. Oh, shiny. Is it on the back too? Or is it just on the front? No, it's just on the front. Oh, wow. That is nice. Oh, I bet you it'll look even nicer now. Points for 6 Scale Mafia there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Ooh, I'll bet you that'll look really nice on the light board now, won't it? All right, back on you go. Back on you go. Back on you go. Bet you that'll look a little bit nicer now. All right, see if I can get to the camera. All right, yeah. Hopefully the camera can see that. The same with the transporter inlets too. That's neat. So that is neat. Little $20 light board here I'm using from Amazon, which comes in handy. All right. I keep dragging my feet here. I keep dragging my feet on Janeway because I'm nervous. I look up to this captain. If I was a cadet, I probably would want to be on her ship. Yeah. Picard's okay. I don't mind Picard, but I think Janeway. Well, I would. Okay, so let me be clear. If I was a Starfleet cadet, I would want to be on her ship in the Alpha Quadrant, not with her being thrown off into the Delta Quadrant, because I think she's done some silly mistakes through as a captain. There's a couple episodes where I feel that that the Prime Directive should have been thrown out the window. But if I was thrown into the Delta Quadrant as a cadet, I would want Picard, and then Janeway would be more of the Alpha. So be more specific there. Oh, all right. All right. Okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see what do we have here. Not too bad. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Let's see. Let's get the camera focusing on her. Looks nice, right? See, it's the little details that make your product great. That's nice. I mean, it's the camera. You can see that. Get the light on here. Oh, you know what? I bet you if I do this. There you go. Hopefully it's coming in. All right. It's not bad. All right. I feel a little bit better. It's still not Janeway from UPN from the but it's good. It's really good, yeah. Yeah. The costume, the stitching, everything on it. EXO-6 does a phenomenal job as far as the tailoring and the outfit. So no issues, even right down to the pips on the collar. You can kind of see it on there. Maybe I can zoom in on those. There we go. There we go. So it's not too bad. I don't know. You think rooted hair would have worked with this? I don't know. I think I prefer the sculpted hair. Janeway only had a couple different hairstyles on board Voyager, so I think this is fine. I think I think the sculpted hair is fine. I don't know if I'd want to sit and comb her style. She didn't. She was very conservative. I felt she ran the ship very conservative. Yeah. Get this off there. Oh, it came off. I wonder if the other one just comes off right off there. It does. All right, so let's get the base up while I get the hair reminds me of Conan O'Brien. No, it doesn't remind me of anything. It just, the only thing with the hair is that I'm beginning to feel that maybe rooted hair would have been a better alternative to capture the likeness, maybe. And be sure to fluff out the jumpsuit if it's too tight when it's shed. No, the jumpsuit is fine. I think they did a really good job on the. Get in here, zoom in. Yeah, no, it's pretty. Zoom out there. Here we go. Down here. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's God, it's like it's Voyager. The only thing I would want the company to do, I know their most current pre-order is the mirror version of Spock. I would want them to start focusing on larger props and accessories, like a captain's chair, a holodeck archway, a console, a bridge console, to help sell the illusion. I know not everybody would probably be into that, but I think if you offered the option of building a set, especially Voyager, I think it would probably create more of an incentive to get more collectors to actually buy the figures. But Janeway sold out pretty quick. I mean, that was a no-brainer. It's Janeway. And then, of course, without Janeway, you know, we need the Doctor, and we need 7 of 9. Oh, look at that, the mug. How could I have missed the mug? Janeway's morning coffee. She didn't do Rack to Gino, though. She did old school Earth Terran coffee. Look at that. That's neat. Hopefully the camera zooms in. That's neat. Yeah. That's cool. Her hands are unique, too, though. I've never... the female hands on here. 4 pairs of hands. Look at these hands. These are... What is she grabbing onto with these things? These are... Look at this thing. This is what do you think she's... Look at this pair. Is that wild or what? What do you think she's grabbing on? What do you... What do you hips hand? What is it? Hips hands? I guess, but yeah, that's right. She was. Yeah, you're probably right. She did. Yeah. Oh, you're right. She did. I guess you're probably. Yeah, that would be her hip hands. Yeah. Now I'll have her be nonchalant. I'll swap out and I'll use her left hand for the coffee. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? I'll go ahead and I'll do the coffee hand on here. Yeah, put that on there. That looks good. So, all right, I feel better now. I feel better. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. It's still not perfect. It's still not the Janeway that I grew up with, but man, you know what it is? I think it's the photos just don't do it justice. Because I see her now. Looking at her in person, I see Janeway. I see Kate Mulgrew. So I have a story. When I was in New York Comic Con, put it on here. When I was in New York Comic Con, Kate Mulgrew was there in person signing autographs, and I was there with Don Prime. Was it Local Lou? I know it was Don Prime, and Don Prime was bullying me to get her autograph, and he ended up Don Prime was swoon with Captain Kirk, Shatner. And this was before Shatner flew on the rocket. This was in October when I was in New York, and Shatner's whole press tour up until that point was getting on the Jeff Bezos rocket and so forth. And I've going to San Diego Comic-Con for so many years and attending conventions and so forth. I've seen majority of the Star Trek cast in person. I've seen Brent Spiner a couple times. I've seen John Delancey. I've seen Avery Brooks. I've seen them. I even Renee Auberjono's. I have most of their auto. For some reason, I forgot that in the late 90s and early 2000s, I went through a huge Star Trek kick where I actually did collect a lot of autographs. I don't fancy autographs anymore. I don't really care for celebrity autographs. For me, it doesn't do anything. I think at the time, it was something unique. But, in the 90s, when I would collect autographs from my Star Trek, fan favorites, they were only $10 to $20. Janeway was asking, I don't know, it was like $100 for an autograph and then $100 for a photo. And I argued with Don Prime, and he's like, "You should get it. It's only $100." He'll probably fill the store a little bit better than me. But my logic is like I'm not going to just spend $100 on an autograph and not grab her photo. But more importantly, because I grew up with Janeway and I liked some of her, when people talk about how they grew up on shows, how people talk about like, oh, I grew up on Full House and Bob Saget. And this is one of the few shows that I feel personally and emotionally that I grew up with. So seeing her in person across from the hallway of the panel, it affected me. I didn't start bawling or crying, but I did get watery eyes and so forth, and I couldn't approach her because I felt it would break the illusion, the whole magic of the show and so forth. So Don Prime had the best. He was giddy as a little schoolgirl because he was hanging out with William Shatner and his little entourage. And he was telling me, he's like, "You should go, Janeway." I was like, "I can't." I mean, she's just, I couldn't walk up to Kate Mulgrew and I didn't want to be the cliche nerd. I just didn't. I just, for some reason, I just couldn't do it. It was the like buying the autograph and the photo and it just seems fake. It doesn't seem genuine. Like this is their second income, and I take her performance very close to the heart, and she's there to as a part-time job. This is their income. This is their second, and and she's a good actress, and she'll pretend to care. And I don't eat any of that nonsense. I just don't. That stuff just does not work for me here. What do we got here? I need a backdrop and maybe a roof tube, bro. Take my money. I had the QMX, the original Captain's chair, and I love it. You can use the black pegs to attach a transporter to make the base transporter. I did know that. You can poser. Yeah, so you can poser. You can grab it on. What do you got here? Rest in peace, Renee. Yes, rest in peace, Agate. Yeah, it's just different. Yeah. I've always found Star Trek just very close to my heart, and I haven't really accepted this new incarnation of like Star Trek Discovery. I did support season 1 of Picard, even though I didn't really enjoy it, and it had really bad writing. It was just more of a nostalgic kick to see these actors working again, to see Brent Spiner pretend to be Data again. It was just cool, and I was looking forward to season 2 of Picard with Q, and I just read an article that it's been postponed due to the current situation with the world. So it's sad. I miss old Trek. I really do. I miss this Trek. I miss Picard, Data. That's to me, that's what I miss the most. For me, Trek ended with Enterprise. 6-scale Mafia. For me, Trek ended with Enterprise. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't even support Scott Bakula's Enterprise because I gave season 1 a run, and I didn't like it. I ended up finding a love for it years later on Netflix on stream, and I ended up just binge watching it. And I feel bad. It's one of those shows like, Danoby, you really should have given Scott Bakula's Enterprise a little bit more time. But that show was plagued with so many problems. That was also through the transition of UPN being turned into WB or CW. It was UPN was phasing in the company, that the network was going through different hands. And at the time, in the early 2000s, it was The Matrix, and it was Star Wars was the big hoopla. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't care if the whole prequel thing too didn't make any sense. Nobody wanted to go backwards, and people want to move forward. And that whole idea just it didn't make any sense. It's a fun watch now. I've seen them all. I feel like I mean, maybe I should have supported it later, during its original run, but it really didn't do anything. It just, All right. All right. Let's look at the Janeway before I forget. Oh, I should probably, little magnetic. I should probably get her here. Tricorder right here, right there. There you go. Let's get the tricorder here. Before I forget, I definitely do want to get the Elcar's Janeway. Here you go. Put it on there. Let's see here. Hopefully you can focus in on that. Phaser. Phaser rifle. There you go. All right. And here we go. All right. So I'm going to get all the hands out because I'm going to flip this over. I'm probably going to throw some of this trash away here. I don't think I'm going to be keeping this box. I've started to liquidate a lot of my storage boxes for space. And I kind of told myself that if I'm not going to, I never plan on selling the figure, which I'm most likely never going to ever sell Janeway. I'm just going to end up throwing the art box away just to make the space. All right, here we go. This is cool. Thanks for taking the time to share. Thank you, CT603. All right, so here we go. Oh, that is cool. That I do like. Oh, hold on, focus. There it is. Still has the little protective seal on it, the little laminate. So let's get that out of here. All right. That is pretty. Oh, maybe you can. Come on, focus. Come on. What the hell's wrong with this? Why won't it focus? There it is. All right. Maybe I'll use it with a light box. So on a scale from 1 to 10, she's definitely not on the same ranking as Picard and Data, but she is acceptable. She'll pass. There is a few little minute, and I keep thinking about it. And I'm almost positive that the rooted hair probably would have been a better option. Let's look at here. There it is. There's the graphical interface there. That's cool. That's why I like we can manually focus. If I had an extra person to comment, I would love to have somebody here working this DLs. That's why I like to. There you go. It's a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give her a 7 on a scale from 1 to 10. Yeah, you know what? That's about right. A 7's a fair number. It's not the worst figure. It's not the best. If anything, if I grow to love her, maybe I'll bump her up to an 8. But for me, Data and Picard, there's just something. I mean, they were just able to just capture the likeness of Data so damn well. They just did. And then Picard being so stoic and I could show, they did a phenomenal job. I would love to have more of the first contact line. I would love to have Worf. I would love to have the Borg Queen, Riker with the optional leg stand, and or the extra chair so he can prop his it's his left leg, right? That that he flips over the chair. I don't want to be mean, but how many of us out there are willing to spend $200 on Beverly Crusher or a Geordi LaForge? Be honest. There's always, out of a team, there's always going to be a character that's going to get the short end of the stick. If EXO-6 decided to make a Geordi LaForge, I would buy it. Was I clamoring for a Geordi LaForge? No. Was I clamoring for a Beverly Crusher? No. I could do without. But if they decided to make a Beverly Crusher, sure, I would buy them all. At this point, I pretty much, but it wouldn't be in my top 10 characters that I want the company to focus on. I was a little bit flabbergasted when they announced the mirror version of Spock, which just came out of nowhere. I'm like, what's this? Why would you're flip-flopping, you're bouncing all over the place. It doesn't make any sense. I'll buy it, but I want to support the company. While Hot Toys is battling, Blitzway and all these little pirateer third-party companies, EXO-6 has found a nice little niche with Star Trek. And they've discovered that there is a huge fan base out there that is willing to drop down the money if they make it. So, yeah, but going back to First Contact, it would be Worf, it would be Riker, Geordi LaForge, not really. Beverly Crusher, no. You know what I would like? A Dixon Hill Picard from the holodeck version. And I would like, oh my goodness. I would like, who's the character with Zefram Cochrane, the actress? Oh my God, somebody tell me who's the actress? So Picard, is it Lily? The character's name is Lily. And when he's on First Contact and he's avoiding the Borg, he hides into the holodeck program and he runs the Dixon Hill, a big kiss goodbye. And I actually would like her, believe it or not. I would prefer her than Geordi. Isn't that bonkers? Isn't that crazy? That's crazy, right? I would rather prefer her than a Geordi from that film to me. Or you know what? Zefram Cochrane. Why not? Why not? I would take them. I love that film. That Star Trek First Contact is also an emotional film for me because it's one of the films that we all went as a family when my mom was still alive. Also, and I forget things all the time, but Star Trek First Contact was the very first time that we all experienced stadium seating in a movie theater. At that time, the theaters were being converted, and we had no idea that this particular AMC had just been converted to stadium seating, and it blew us away. So we got to see Star Trek First Contact in a stadium seating theater with the whole family, and we loved it. It was just a great film. Even though years later you realize that it was peppered with plot holes. But hey, it did its job. It sold tickets, and ultimately that's what's in part. Oh, thank you. Funky Cold Santa, you get 10 points. Alfie Woodward, yes, thank you. Yes, I would buy her. Yes, I would definitely buy her. Thank you. I'm reading the comments over here on my phone here. Yes, thank you. What do we have? What's going on here? Voyager should be the complete crew, by the way. Oh, really? 6 Scale Mafia. What are you doing? What are you trying? Don't mess with me. Don't mess with our emotions here. That's not right now. I'd buy the whole Voyager crew. Except Neelix. Do we need Neelix? How many out of you out there are willing to drop down $200 on a Neelix? I'd throw him out the nearest airlock. And his girlfriend, the Ocampa chick, who 7 of 9 came in, in double D status and replaced her. That was a cast. Thank you. Oh God, it's fun. So I feel better now. I feel better talking. This is kind of like a therapy session here. I felt awful about this Janeway figure that I had not unboxed her because I was terrified. I really honestly was terrified that this was going to be a big disappointment. And I feel better looking at her. I'm looking at the stitching in the back and the quality. I love the quality stitching. I look at all that crap now. You can tell, when you collect 1/6 scale figures as long as I have, and you buy a crappy Sideshow collectibles figure, and you look at the stitching, you almost want to just put the figure down on the table, walk outside, and look for the nearest bus to get hit by. The stitching is so important. It helps sell the illusion of scale. It helps sell the illusion of the character. And clearly that's something that Sideshow has never learned the power of the Force to wield. So, yeah, these are beautiful figures. So let me back away the camera here. All right. You guys know about the little, I always say I'm going to finish this, but the little holodeck transporter pad here, it lights up. Does it light up? Oh no, I didn't plug this in. Hold on. There you go. A little circle pad there. Creates a nice little. All right. Janeway. How about a holodeck? How about a transporter pad? If I'm telling you, I'm easy to woo, EXO-6. Give me sets, give me props, and shit, what's going on here? And I'll give you money. I feel like she should be holding something. All right, I'll give her a cup of coffee. Earth Jovian coffee there. Jesus, do I need to use a blow dryer for this? Don't break on me, I swear. Don't you dare break on me. I know better. I know I should be heating the hands up, but it's not like she just arrived. She should be at room temperature to get her to hold her coffee. How about a John Delancey as Q? Jesus, will you hold the damn coffee? There you go. How about that? Oh, I get you now. I see. Put her hand on the hip there so she can be all sassy and bitchy. All right. I dig it now. I dig it. Her. Oh, we need Tuvok. How about Tuvok? I always forget about Tuvok. How about Tuvok? There you go. Is that right? Is that better? Am I being judged? I know this is terrible. 1/6 scale pose in here. Oh, there you go. There you go. Neelix, what's on today's roster? I'm reading some of the comments here. Where's willing to 6 scale? How about the Enterprise E's captain's chair? I'm reading some of the comments. I might go for Mr. Tuvix. Mr. Tuvix. Oh my God. Sensitive part. So let's the episode where Neelix and Tuvix they got merged. They transported back on board Voyager, and they came back joined as a new being. They came back as Tuvix. And I got to tell you something. That I've seen that episode. There's several Voyager episodes that I just will always go back and put it on. Like if I'm working on something, and I'll log on to Netflix and I'll put on an episode. The Tuvix episode is one of the episodes that I always tend to go back to, because I feel it was one of Janeway's biggest blunders, and it was more of an ethical, moral episode where Tuvix and Neelix merged, and it created this new being. And I always saw it. I always saw that for the whole preservation of life, and I always saw it as an egg and a sperm fertilizing, and you've now created life. And I always felt that when Tuvix and Neelix merged together, it created life. And again, everybody has their own different opinion, but I felt that he should have had the right to live. He was born, and not to get into the real world politics. I mean, that's why the episode was written so very well, and it's one of the top episodes in Voyager. But everybody has their own opinion, and I do believe in your own choice, your body, your choice. I mean, that doesn't. But for that particular episode, I felt that Tuvix should have been allowed to live, and it was quickly. I think it should have been a little bit longer too. It wrapped up pretty quick, and it didn't make it seemed like the following week the crew just forgot about Tuvix, never to be mentioned again. And that was one of the things about Voyager that I found a pet peeve, was that the shows would just reset itself every week. And that I always found that, even watching it during the 90s, I'm like, I hate this. I go, the ship would be blown apart into pieces, and then next week it's just fine. Oh, we had the repair crew repair, decks, 12 through 13. I'm like, okay. But anyway, I have lots of episodes of Voyager that I don't agree with some of her decisions. Even though I still love her as a captain, I still have a few issues. I made the Q reveal video. Did you not see it? Yes, I did. But it was Q in Judge's robes. That's not the Q I would want. The Q I would want would either be in Next Generation uniform or in Voyager uniform. I've never, ever been a big fan of Q in the Judge's robes. It's never done anything for me. But Q pretending to be one of the crew members on Deep Space Nine or Voyager or Enterprise, to me, that's the Q that I was raised up on. If that makes any sense. And I loved the chemistry that John Delancey and Kate Mulgrew had on the show, because they were actually outside friends in real life before the show. They were really good friends, and they've talked about that in interviews, that they've always been friends before the show. And that's why the chemistry was so good on the show. That's why they were able to work so well. So for me, Q, I would want him in a Voyager uniform or Enterprise. I just don't care for the robes. I thought the bases form a transporter pad. They do. They do form a transporter pad. I'm just using some LED little pads to get them illuminated, just for that extra realism. Wasn't the separation against Tuvix will? Yes, it was. It was definitely against Tuvix will. Remember Year in Hell Part 2 original was going to be an entire season, but the network didn't want to do that. Yes, I am aware of that. That Year in Hell, that the showrunners were trying to, because Deep Space Nine was having success with the serial format, and they were trying to experiment with Voyager, and they had talked about doing Year of Hell and one complete season. And I think it was for budgetary reasons. To be honest with you, I think it was it was exceeding the budget. I want to say it was money. These shows at the time were very expensive to produce, and I want to say there was money when it came down to that. I love the Judge's Rose with Starfleet uniform. Q is great too. Yeah, you can swap out the heads and put the Delaney Cup on another body. Yeah, no. You cannot swap out the heads because the teaser from Six Scale Mafia, it looked like it was a molded head with the robe, with the hat. It did not look like a freestanding John Delancey Q head with. I could be wrong, but it looked like the costume or the top portion of the costume was molded on to the actor. So Q's robes head are not removable. There you go. Oh, he just answered it right there. There you go. Thank you. Marcus, I'm waiting for them to make the Next Generation TV series. I'm not so much waiting for them to make the Next Generation. I just want them to complete the lines. I don't want EXO-6 to go down the dark path of confusion where Hot Toys seems to excel of, where they start a line and then they never finish it, right? They knocked it out of the park with Data and Picard from First Contact, and then nothing else. And let's do Janeway. Okay, but what about First Contact? Okay, all right. Let's do the Doctor. Okay, cool. Another one from Voyager. Cool. All right, let's go back to the 6th season. Let's do Spock from our universe. And you're like, what the what? What's going on here? You're following the rules from Hot Toys 101. Create a line, confuse the audience, and jump all over the place and never complete it. Hot Toys excels at doing that with the fans. So I was expecting EXO-6 to be different, I guess, maybe. Be a little bit more unique. So I'll buy them. There's not a lot of companies out there that are producing. I mean, it was QMX until they abandoned it. You know, they hit the brick wall. So I'll follow EXO-6 religiously, and I'll keep buying their figures because they seem to be pumping them out really fast too. They go into pre-order, and then typically less than 6 months, it's going into it's being shipped. So I would have, like I said, I would have had the Doctor last year, but I forgot. They sent me the invoice, and I was just already nervous with Janeway here, and my God, I don't think it's gonna be a good figure. And I just tuned them out, and then they sent me a reminder last week. They're like, "Hey, Danoby, do you still want the holodeck Doctor?" I'm like, "Yeah, I forgot about him." So he should be on its way. I'm also very skeptical too about the Doctor. I don't think he looks like Robert Picardo from what I've seen from photos. I haven't seen any reviews. I typically will avoid reviews. I tend to get somewhat influenced when I look at other people's reviews. I'll look at a review after I'll share my opinion, and then I'll go back down the path and watch that. They have not made Chekhov and Aurora. Yeah. Chekhov and Aurora are going to stand right next to Beverly Crusher and Geordi. They are. So this was fun. It's my little Star Trek little unrant in here. And it looks like the stream held up and everything was doing good. So I may use this setup down the road for future unboxings, maybe. Thank you. Oh, they already expected one. Marcus with a K. They expect everyone to already own the QMX Star Trek, or maybe they're not allowed to make what QMX. I don't know. The only QMX Star Trek figure I have is Picard, and that was it. And then I I got sidelined. I went to something else. So yeah, I do like this. I really like this data. So this is it. I think I'll call it in here. Maybe I'll jump in. I'll jump into geeking out. I'll jump into a few minutes. Thank you, folks. Like, subscribe. This is fun.